Hello, it's Chakralicious time. We're on to the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. Wow, what a big one this is. I've been in meditation all day with it, and I'm so thrilled to get some traction in this area. I'm in the mood with the whole petals behind me and the blue and the flower, and I welcome you all to this hour together to discover and heal and learn and really let this chakra come into flow. Let's just do the brain balance so we can get here. Okay, so we cone our fingers, put them on either side of our forehead where the horns would come out, and breathe. Just our intention is to get here, to let go of the rest of the day, to connect with our own selves, our own energy, taking there you go, all your eyeballs off the outer world and placing them all on yourself. When you get a shift or a sigh, put the other wrist in front and plug it back into your brain. Balancing the left side, right side brain hemispheres so we go into our intuitive mind. There we go. And we can get our I am presences online with us. Seeing the rainbow light going from one hand to the other through our brains. Just to be online for what's present, letting go of the rest of the day. Good. When you really start to feel like you dropped into your chair and you're thinking about nothing else earlier or later that's happening, and we're just here. And just take a few breaths into the throat, the neck area, the whole shoulder area, the jaw. Seeing yourself as a ball of light in a circle with each person being a ball of light. Gathering in safe and sacred space. Let's claim our names. I am, and then you can either say I am that I am, if that is good enough for you, or your name. Say, I am here, I am whole, I am healed. I am Ann Jeanette, Annie Nelson, Annie Star, and only. And then say, I accept this healing for my highest good. And that gets everybody online so that they know when they come in to help us, when we're going to call them to come in now, that we are all open channels for the purity of light to help us with the throat chakra tonight. As we know, they're not isolated, right? So we might be working in the throat chakra and you might feel it in the solar plexus or in between your eyebrows or under your feet. It's all good. They're all connected. But if another breath into the throat. Today is March 27th, 2025. We're calling in our higher selves, our body David's higher selves, our I am presences. Mother, Father, God, full source, the source of creation, the marriage of the male and female energies, the enlightened nature kingdom. We're calling in the great archangels and the ascended masters, the consciousness of our sun, our grand central sun, our great central sun, there we go, as well as our sun here. Ooh, just let that illuminate the flames in your heart, your trifold flame. We are all children of the sun with the balance of the male and female energies. So that trifold flame, the pink, the blue, and the gold. There we go. Let it just really ignite in your heart. We're trying to create a warm place for the throat to warm up and have the courage to open and let go of anything that's not serving it. Ah. Ooh. Okay, so let's learn about the throat chakra. Okay, so the element of the throat chakra is ether, space, sound. So you can even tell right away that we are closer to getting to the mind of source, the light of the divine, as we move away from the elementals. the earth, the water, the fire, the wood, the metal. We're going up to ether here. Ether. Okay. And sound. Why? Because that's what we use to make sound. And the ether is warming us up to connect to the mind of God. So it's got to do with our mental body. And ultimately, we want this to be the transition place where we are communicating from a place of being spiritually led instead of ego fed, right? So we're graduating out of these lower chakras. And get a pen and paper because there'll be a few things you're going to want to just jot down so that we go into the inner presencing work. You'll know what to say hi to. So we are we are opening up this chakra so that we're closer to the source of who we are, and we can get to know it better by understanding the psychological function of it. Obviously, is communication, but it's also creativity, and the emotion is expansion and excitement. I found that fascinating. That's what, when our trifold flame is warming our heart and warming the waters coming from the lower chakras into a fluidity, when we start to express from the fullness of who we are, the I am presence, out of the ego, being spirit led instead of ego fed, right? It is a freedom and an expansion to really fall in love with the essence of our being and why we're really here. So that's the expansion and the excitement of being connected to more than just a physical form. Okay. And so the mental body, so that said that we are thoughts in the mind of source. So if we connect our mental body to the source that has created us, we will be then having more thoughts of creating from our I am presence, lifting out of the egoic attachments to just physical form, where we're really marrying our spirit and our body. And we want this to be a nice transition in the throat chakra for expression, because what we express is what we're creating in the world. Ah, oh, so the parts associated with obviously thyroid, parathyroid, hypothalamus, throat, ears, mouth, jaws, hands, larynx, tongue, right? This whole area. The hypothalamus is a small part of the brain that regulates bodily functions like temperature, hunger, thirst, mood, sleep, and the release of hormones from the pituitary gland. So it plays a crucial role in maintaining homeostasis so that the body is stable in its internal environment. There we go. So it's amazing how connected it is to that important gland in our brain as well. And then the parathyroids are right next to the thyroids, and they regulate calcium levels in the body, right? And we want that. We want regulation so that we don't create bone spurs and things like that. We want proper functioning of our nerves through the parathyroid, muscles, bones, and the phosphorus levels. Okay, so just again, breathe into the throat chakra, saying hello, prepping it, we're priming it, we're prepping it by getting to know it, everything that it does. So by the time we go inside for inner presencing and receive a healing and jot down during this time that you're hearing these words of things that might be your hangups on it. Okay. Okay, so the vowel sound is E, as in C, E, E. I can even hear my voice doing a funny thing when I try to say that. And so it's yeah, it's not totally fluid for me, obviously, right? I've got lots of issues with my throat chakra, but I am also very happy to finally be addressing them from a place where we've built up the energy in the lower four chakras underneath it for support so that I can actually comprehend this chakra better. Okay. So the verb is I speak. And the 16 petals that you see around correspond to the sounds and vibrations of the 16 vowels in the Sanskrit alphabet. And they are, when I went through the alphabet saying them all, they honestly, I said them and they all sound like So I wasn't going to go through all 16 because when you put them all together, that's what they sound like. So the triangle that you see in it there is a symbol that reminds us of the upward flow of energy towards enlightenment, towards the higher chakras. And the animal associated with the throat chakra is the deer, who is loving and intuitive, very spiritual animal. They say if a deer walks up to you in the woods, that you are spiritually enough awake that it is not scared of you and wants to come and commune with you on a spiritual level. I had one walk up to me a few years ago and scare the shit out because I didn't know what it was doing. I was like, oh my God, did deers bite? I was like totally missed the message. And it was so cute and it was so sweet. And it was slowly walking up to me. And I was like, I ran like a scared child. Okay. Anyway, I missed my opportunity to really spiritually bond with a deer. Oh, okay. So they're graceful, receptive, compassionate, nurturing. And they tell us to trust our gut. They tell us that we're entering into a time of play, yet they recognize that the path has not been without sacrifices. So they're poising us for adventure, for many possible paths, many insights. And because of this expansion, right, this expression, this enthusiasm that's associated with the fish chakra, to be gentle with ourselves and others. So we'll see how this shows up when we go inside and really look inside, see if how the deer if and how the deer shows up for you. So the planets associated with it are Mercury and Neptune. Okay, so we all know, and Mercury is in retrograde right now till April 6th. And so everybody's always saying when Mercury's in retrograde, communication's all whacked, right? Everybody's heard people say that, and that computers break down and all this stuff. So we want to be able to master the reverse of a sign. So this is the picture of Mercury. It very much, no, hello, where'd it go? Trick photography there. It looks like Earth because it's blue. But the insight of Mercury is about communication. So it's fostering this communication in our throat chakra. It's enhancing and restructuring our communication matrices. So when you might want to just jot down matrices, geometric shapes. So they did a meditation with me this morning where they changed my geometry of the shapes in my throat because I was held in certain patterns of telling certain stories. And really, if you tell a story more than 10 times, you are totally hooked into the story. If you can't process it, like express it, process it, and get by it, and you have to tell it like you're telling it for years, you are stuck in it. And so I was noticing what kind of things I say over and over again, where I repeat myself, where I have a pattern. And as they were having me do emotional releases, and then they were like, now we change the geometric structure of the throat. So that might be something that shows up for you in the inner presencing time is too, to update the matrices, the geometries in your throat chakra. There we go. So some of you are already doing that now that we just even said that. Great. Okay. So what to increase them and change them? What for? Empowerment, um, new ideas, health, abundance. This is all that Mercury supports us with. Um, and Neptune in astrology is associated with dreams, intuition, spirituality. Remember, this triangle is wanting us to rise up to a higher platform, a new platform, right where it's coming, like right where my third eye is here right now, to be influenced by creativity, compassion, psychic abilities. But also, if it's imbalanced, if we're not in commune with Neptune properly, just like when Mercury is in retrograde and we get hung up on it, it can lead to confusion, escapism, which really is a nice way of saying addictions, deception, because we're not understanding things properly. So we want to be connecting to Neptune clearly, because the positive influences of Neptune is inspiration, creativity, and artistic expression. And we can deepen our psychic abilities and our intuition by allowing us to connect to the seen and unseen. There we go. So the throat chakra is starting to open a little bit more, so the jaw and the ears are getting more flow. Good. So Neptune also helps us with a deeper understanding of universal love. So just feel if there's an expansion in your head around your ears and your eyes as we say this now, because Neptune helps us in our dream state and our subconscious state, the realms of imagination. And again, when we're out of balance with Neptune and the throat chakra is negatively affected, it can be, illusions, trickery, deception, not reading things properly. And therefore we're expressing, I'm confused, I'm not clear, I don't sleep well, I don't dream, I can't imagine that. We might catch ourselves saying these things, or catch ourselves back in addiction, and escapism. So I've had, like, for the last couple of, well, almost a week now, kind of warming up for this class, I've had very strange impulses for things I have quit: smoking, drinking, drugs, and out of nowhere, instant cravings for them. So I find that very interesting. So I had to sit with it for a while to realize, I'm getting ready to do another layer of clear, even though I've quit these things, getting ready to do another layer of cleansing and purifying in the throat chakra. There we go. So it starts to, you might be able to feel the back of your head starting to expand a little bit, and 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 getting a little woo like that, which is great. There's nowhere to go. You're not driving. Um, but it could also make establishing boundaries difficult when we're out of sync with Neptune and this chakra as well. And not saying when something has to be said, like, no, that doesn't work for me, or thank you, but no, no, thank you, I don't would like that. And when we can articulate that, we can get taken advantage of. Um, so the throat chakra promotes healthy functioning in all those areas that I mentioned, but also really your connection to your true voice, your sense of self, your sense of spirituality. So this is the bridge. It's the bridge to the head and the heart, but it's also really the bridge to the upper dimensional grid works that we're going to be doing for the last seven chakras, five chakras above our head. This is really opening up that stream of the I am consciousness, the I am presence, the truth of who we are, to come in even greater by changing the way we talk about our world and ourselves and our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions. Okay, so let's just celebrate that that's a really exciting. They're not even saying potential, a promise. It's a really exciting thing that we're doing together. You could tell I'm in a altered state because the words are like, okay. So another way that we might notice, and just a physical level, that the throat chakra's off, we get a cold, the flu, sore throat, clenched jaw, hoarse voice, laryngitis. And this can stem, I mean, yes, you can say you caught a bug from somebody, but it also can be from suppressed emotions, fear of speaking the truth. Again, jot down anything that sounds good to you so we can do it in the healing, the inner presence thing. Lack of self-expression, leading to difficulties communicating and feeling unheard. So when we have suppressed emotions, we feel bottlenecked, we feel bottled up, and that can lead to anger, sadness, frustration, blocks in the throat from expressing who we really are because we're still in the egoic identification. Again, we want to be spirit-led instead of ego-fed. Okay. And some of us might have fear of speaking our truth. We might have trouble telling people that we've had an awakening or it's occurred to us that blah blah blah, and stop telling stories the same old way we always have. And that can be weird. That can be weird for family, friends, people who are not used to you speaking that way. You might be afraid of what others are going to say or have fear of conflict for saying it. And so you might silence yourself, silence your true voice, and that leads to blocks in the throat chakra as well. In this stagnation, um, can lead, especially if you have it for a while, it like really becomes difficult then to express your thoughts, feelings, emotions, both verbally and non-verbally. And this is a really important aspect for the throat chakra, that it's not all verbal. The throat chakra is also nonverbal, and it's an art that we will be diving into of when do you talk and when do you not talk? When do you listen? When do you just receive? When do you just learn? Do you have a tendency to talk too much, to interrupt, to ramble? Or the opposite is when someone asks your opinion and you're like, Nothing." Right? So we want to get a nice flow in this area so that our spirit says, yes, say this, instead of our ego. And of course, high stress, lack of sleep, negative thinking can also contribute to imbalances. An overactive chakra might be gossiping, speaking out of turn, overly outspoken to the point of being like overbearing, harsh, you know. Again, we're just dropping something on a piece of paper if any of this rings true for us so that we can say hello to it when we go inside. So, spiritually, this self-expression will be truth, like authentic communication. And that will be a more, there will be more integration in the mental body before these things are spoken of. It's like the opposite of just blah, 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 blahing through our day. How you doing? How's the weather? Do you like the food? Are you hot or cold? Whatever. It's it's a deeper aspect of the throat chakra when we are diving into spiritual communication. It's almost like the words aren't as important as the message behind the words. And so to lead an authentic life would be to be able to communicate the process of our awakening. And and yes, you might want to do it in just certain situations, which is, why we have each other's, so that we can get over the hump of it being difficult to express oneself and getting over the awkwardness of expressing truth. It's really more of coordinating these three chakras, the head, the throat, and the heart, so that we can feel our connection to ourselves and then be able to just express it from that place. Then we're not running it through the ego. We're only online with our higher self at that point. There, see, that brings the expansion and the inner excitement to the throat of the possibility of what can be created from this place, from this state. And of course, on the way to that peaceful communication, that pensive communication, that authentic communication, that compassionate communication, yeah, we're going to have to purify and release some stuff. And so that's the yelling, the screaming, the crying, the swearing, the throwing up, whatever it is, that things that have to get expressed. We have to get that moving again. We have to use it as a instrument that shares the note that we are ultimately trying to be. There we go. And I find that there's less words involved with that. But on the way to there seems to be a lot of words involved in that. Whether it's talk therapy or singing or crying or just verbally talking to someone about something that's been pent up for you, or however you start to get it to flow. Once it flows, I find less words are required, and the tone gets softer instead of louder. Okay. So why don't we go inside and see what we see? I am going to put it on pause for a moment. Okay, let's get ready to go inside. We are playing music from Jonathan Goldman, the sound therapist, for the fish chakra, the throat chakra. And we're calling upon all the strength we need, all the strength that's available to us in the universe, from the divine, from the sacred, from the energies that love us, that have so much compassion for us as humans, waking up, doing our work, releasing the stuck energies, wanting to be in good communication, not only with ourselves and our loved ones, but the world around us. I truly feel we would have world peace if we knew how to communicate in a way that was free from the energies that we have had stuck in our bodies, ourselves, operating from the 3D DNA, from the DNA that has been working to keep us alive. This is the chakra we're really starting to transition to the ethers, to the spirit, to the connection to the I am presence in a physical body. So this dormant, this junk DNA, they call it, really awakens. These new patterns of perfection, of communication, become alive within us. That the stories that we keep telling are no longer feel like they're helpful, useful, important. They're no longer fun to say, right? So when our when our throat chakra really becomes happy and plays the note that is its wellness, we feel heard. We feel in harmony. We have fun having clear communication. We feel accepted and assisted and happy. And we have freedom of expression, creative ability, ability to listen, able to take in information that's useful. We allow ourselves spiritual awakening. We're able to express ideas and notions honestly, gracefully, clearly. Is the music a little better? Okay. We're able to project one's own truth, our own truth. We're able to proclaim a world in which we wish to live in. We're able to accept things as they are. We're able to maintain stability within ourselves, and the surrounding world. So here's the deer coming in with great gentleness and compassion to assist us in being this spiritual person we wish to be. And Sugalite is coming in, the crystal Sugalite. Oh, this is called a love stone. Represents spiritual love and wisdom, opening our chakras to the flow of love, bringing them into alignment, and it inspires spiritual awareness and promotes our ability to channel. Sugalite teaches us to live from our truth, speak from our truth, reminds us of why the soul incarnated. Got a very deep purple to this crystal color. But it helps us move past the causes of our, quote, diseases to find answers to questions in life such as, why am I here? Who am I? What might I need to understand? It's very useful for our spiritual quest. And this loving stone protects the soul from shocks and traumas and disappointment and spiritual tension. Just notice where it moves in and around you. It aids in forgiveness and it encourages loving communication. All right, we're going to play the throat chakra track again. Thank you. Oh, okay. Here comes Mercury. We're welcoming Mercury and Neptune, this crystal Sugalite, the deer energy. Helping us to understand how are we using our words? How are we using our words? Are they spiritually led? Are they ego fed? Meaning, do I need to say something because I need something in return? Or I need to be understood or heard? Or am I getting a spiritual impulse to say something that is helpful for all, that would uplift a moment, a situation? Can I allow all energy to support me? So you're noticing as you go inside, if anything is dark or not moving that you need to say hello to. Anything you might have jotted down. About the imbalances we spoke of. Imbalances in the throat chakra can also be indecisiveness, over opinionated, bossy, dissatisfaction, feeling silenced, stifled, held back, disgraced, betrayed, fear of expansion, jaw pain, sinus problems, shyness, stuttering, gossiping, weak voice, too boisterous a voice, poor rhythm for listening and speaking, receiving, hearing, responding, excessive talking, suppressed speaking, thyroid issues, mouth ulcers, tight shoulders, sore throats. These are just some of the things, including that sense of not being able to like breathe well, or a lump in our throat. This is all probably flashbacks of past situations where we've been taken out of our power to communicate. So just let all this love and light come in that's here to assist us, especially your I am presence, your vertical line of light. There you go, gently spinning. Counterclockwise energy coming up from the heart of Earth, pink, for beautiful electromagnetic balance for our body. Simultaneously, clockwise golden energy spinning down from the cosmos. Both are spinning around us, easily, effortlessly holding us, helping move this energy out as we notice it, as we come across it, as we sense its tightness, its heaviness, its darkness, its stuckness. We say hello with great love and compassion that all these animals and planets and crystals are supporting us with right now. Oh, healing our communications so we can feel safe to have expansion, safe to have excitement. Good. Let it relax your shoulders and your arms and your hands and your jaw and your ears and your mouth and your tongue. Dissolving shame and shock and rejection and humiliation that's come from things that we've said that have not been well received. Good. Just let it all gently and easily lift out, spin out. Communication is an art, and we're learning to be the artist of using our words to communicate with the world around us, dissolving stories of feeling stupid, dumb, not telling stories and exaggerating to get attention, sympathy. We're going to use our words to lift ourselves up and the world around us and create a world we want. We're dissolving the stories of when is it my turn? When do I get to be heard? When do I get to shine? When is it going to be easy for me? When am I going to be satisfied? This is all throat stuff. That's all throat stuff. Welcoming the light in to gently lift that up. Good. All the places that we're hiding, that we judge with our words or our silent words. Places that we feel inferior or that we feel others are inferior. Do we dissolve patterns that we notice, that we talk to just be heard or talk to just get along? Are you aware of how you present yourself with your words? Are you noticing the energy that gets created around you when you express words? Are you noticing your relationship with your words when you speak and how it creates a field of energy around you? Are you consciously aware, that aware when you speak? There we go. Good. Who and are you willing to be? Good. There we go. Are you willing to allow all energy to support you? Now is the time to heal. I accept whatever loving support I receive. The ultimate choice and responsibility to heal is mine, and I take it and accept it and ask for it and receive it, and I am grateful. Every cell of my body vibrates with perfect health. It is easy for me to express my thoughts, my feelings, and emotions from a place inside of me that is coherent and has merged my pain with the light. And I heal quickly and easily. I choose events and people in my life that support my healing. I choose words that resonate with my full authentic self. I choose to consume food and drink that helps me respect my body and my healing. I use tones and notes and sounds and singing and humming as a way to bring flow to my throat chakra. I am comfortable talking just as much as I am comfortable listening. I'm so grateful to have a voice. And I ask to be divinely guided every moment of every day with what to say. Mm. Start to deepen your breath. And I'm going to turn down the music and we'll come on back together. Ooh. And have a sip of water. This one, the healing might come in layers. Um, okay. This is It's a really big one for me. I'm gonna turn off the recording so I can hear if it's a big one for you too. Um, and if you don't feel like sharing, I totally understand. But lean on the recording if there's things you want to hear again about the gifts of it and the challenges of it. And always grateful to have company to do this chakra work with. And where two or more gather, an exponential amount of help from the universe comes and plays with us. And there is a litany of angelic and star being helpers that are here to really help us tune this node up in our throat chakra so that by the time we get to the sixth chakra, we are going to feel very strong flow from our heart and simultaneously grounded from the work we did in the first three. So thank you again for your time and your efforts to be here. I appreciate your presences and your support and your willingness to show up and be the best version of you on the planet. Very, very grateful. Okay, bye for now. We'll see you in the next one. We're going to stop and chat without the recording on now. Love to you all.